my name is Lexi Goodall, and this is my cultural wisdom speech. So here's a little fact for you guys. According to the National Science Foundation, an average person has around 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. 80% of those thoughts are negative, and 95 of those are reoccurring thoughts. Just hold on to that. So, my quote is "Wanting to be somebody else is a waste of the person you are" by Kurt Cobain. I think this is such a powerful quote, because especially with social media and today's age, people are always comparing themselves to others people when we have to realize we just have to be us. So, my speech is on how I found myself through improving my mental health, having a relationship with God, and finding my career. So, improving my mental health. So, my freshman year of college, I was at Rockford University, and halfway through, COVID hits. So we have to go online. The only issue with this is I do not learn well online, especially with certain classes. This is because I'm a visual learner. I have to see things to comprehend them, and I ask a lot of questions. But with being online, a lot of it's pre-recorded lectures, so I couldn't ask the questions because during class, in person, I used to stay after class and talk to them for clarification, or I used to go into office hours. But with online, they didn't really have office hours, and I couldn't stay after if they were pre-recorded. But also because I get distracted very easily. I would want to be doing things like being on my phone, playing games, anything other than being on the lecture. So I noticed that I was getting depressed and my mental health was doing very bad, so I started to see a counselor. The first counselor I saw was through my doctor's office. She was helping me through my depression, but I just realized she wasn't really helping me. So started seeing another counselor at Rockford University. She had helped me with my depression, but she was also helping me with my social anxiety, and she had helped realize that I had social anxiety. But also with school, she had helped me with figuring out how to talk to teachers and how to stay focused in school. But then at the end of the semester, she had found a different job and I had to find a different counselor. So this is where Masha at KP Counseling comes in. I currently still see her, but she has helped me through things like my social anxiety. She has helped me with that and helped me realize that it's okay and how to work through those things. But also my eating disorder that I kind of have, they're on the verge of having. I have a bad relationship with food. In high school, I used to eat the bare minimum and just to get through the day because I always associated with eating with gaining weight, and that's something I didn't want to do. So, especially now with going to the gym all the time, and I like to work out and weight lift. In order to make progress, I need to eat, and so I am working on that. But also because not all weight is bad weight. There's good weight as long as I eat good and I like the way that I look. So, she has also helped me with things like self-love. I'm a people pleaser and I want to please everybody else, but I can't do that. I have to make myself happy. And she has taught me that I can't compare myself, like apples to oranges. So that's why she taught me wanting to be somebody else is a waste of the person that I am. So with improving my mental health, I still felt like there was this void. So this is where my relationship with God comes in. I felt like there's this hole still that I had and I needed to fill it. So one day I'm scrolling through TikTok because I had an addiction at the time, and I realized that I started seeing these videos on sermons and God, and it was describing everything that I was going through, and I was like, wow, it was really speaking to me. So I decided to take that even further, and I started watching people like Stephen Furtick for Elevation Church and Joyce Myers, and they made me fall back in love with worshiping and praying, and they made me realize that I needed God to fill this void and this hole in my heart and in my mind and make me feel whole again. So I took it even further. So I started getting devotionals, and I got into Bible, and I started trying to read every day and pray every day because I wanted to invite God into my life, and I just made me happy, but also to learn to trust in Him and to give everything to Him, because that's how I learned to not stress so much and things that aren't in my control I can't control. So with this, I was improving my mental health. I had this relationship with God, but then came finding my career. So my whole life, there was only one thing I wanted to do. One thing I was for sure I wanted to do, and that was be a vet. But all of a sudden, I was confused because of online school. I didn't know what to do, and it was confusing me, and I had stressed so much, and I was a biology major, but then it made me realize I don't want to do vet anymore. Maybe I want to do something else. So with that, I decided that I wanted to do or be a nurse. I decided this because most of my family is in the medical field anyways, and I knew I wanted to do something in the medical field. So I chose this. So I transferred from Rockford University to RVC, and hopefully in the spring I will transfer to St. Anthony College of Nursing. But I don't want to be just any regular nurse. I want to be a CRNA, or Certified Registered Nurse Anesthesiologist. What this is being an anesthesiologist without going to doctor school, basically. I do everything else they do, and it allows me to be in surgery, something I've always wanted to do and be in, and be hands-on and improve people's lives. So that's how I found myself, through improving my mental health, my relationship with God, and finding my career. But according to Anxiety and Depression Association of America, anxiety disorders are one of the most common mental health illnesses in the U.S., affecting 40 million adults in the United States, age 18 and older, or 18.1% of the population every year. And specifically, social anxiety disorders affect 15 million, or 6.8% of the U.S. population. So back to the statistic in the beginning, about 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day, 80% of them being negative, and 95 reoccurring. Most people with anxiety disorders think and overthink every day. So that's around 8 to 41 thoughts per minute. So how are people supposed to be positive when 80% of those thoughts are negative and 95 are reoccurring? That's the problem I had, and probably many of you have today. But we have to remember that we have to stop comparing and worrying, because wanting to be somebody else is a waste of the person you are. Thank you.